morning for all. Thank you for attending this presentation. This topic, in fact, is related to use of desalinated water in agriculture. It is not a new idea to use desalinated water for agriculture. In fact, it is a dream since the start of the desalination technology before 60 years from now. However, because the cost of the desalinated water, there is no economic value to use it for agriculture. In Saudi Arabia, Ministry of Environment, Water and Agriculture, before 4 years, they have started a project to evaluate the possibility or the feasibility of using desalinated water in agriculture from the technical point of view. However, in some countries, there is projects, commercial projects are running, like in Morocco and Spain. They use desalinated water in limited, agriculture, and it was sponsored by the government. There is subsidies are given to the farmers to get the water at low price. The idea of, in this presentation, I will discuss two aspects of using desalinated water in agriculture. The first one is why Saudi Arabia should adopt the desalination technology as a strategy for development of its agriculture in the future. And we'll discuss is desalinated water is affordable to be used in the agriculture, how we can make it affordable. So we will see what are the opportunity or the strengths which are available in Saudi Arabia, which are helping the country to go for this option. And I will propose a model, our conceptual model on how to apply this concept. We'll discuss also some results on application of this model. In fact, it is preliminary calculations, and we'll look about the future research needed in this area. In fact, why the future of agriculture in Saudi Arabia will be oriented to desalination. This we can understand it by making a balance between the projects of Vision 23 and sustainability, which is must to achieve the final goal of Vision 23. We see that all projects, in fact, most of the projects of Vision 23 are water related. Some of them, maybe 90% are water related. Some of them maybe only 5%. But the major projects are water related, are something like, for example, Hajj and Umrah program, where there are 30 million pilgrims will come to Saudi Arabia every year, and all projects of the National Transformation Program, which include food security, forestation, the Saudi Green Initiative, the lifestyle improvement program in the city, where a lot of green area are planning to be constructed, and also the big programs like NEOM and housing programs. All of these programs are and projects need water. Without water, there is no chance to have a success to achieve these projects. At the same time, water in Saudi Arabia, they have limited water resources. There is only groundwater is the secure groundwater, and for that one, I mean, there should be there must be sustainability of the groundwater use. So all sustainability related to water use, like water sustainability in general, either for agriculture or for urban use or for industrial use, groundwater sustainability, since the groundwater is the big reservoir from which Saudi Arabia is withdrawing its water, relation between energy and water, also food and water, all these should be balanced, or sustainability in all these types of sustainability should be balanced with the implementation of the Vision 23 programs. So, as I said, that Saudi Arabia has limited availability of water resources. It is the top, or in the top 10 countries in the water scarcity index. That means how water scarcity index is the ratio between the how much how much non-renewable groundwater is used in relation to renewable groundwater. The non-renewable groundwater is the primary source of agriculture, and that is also makes agriculture is thriving only in area where groundwater available. Most of the country has no groundwater reservoirs. So margins for improving water availability are limited, because what are the margins which are possible are water reuse. Water reuse, for example, in the inland city like Riyadh, is almost, I mean, there is full indirect water reuse. If we see the wadis around Riyadh, Namar, Wadi Hanifa, wastewater, treated wastewater is go to this wadi, make their environment, ecosystem very thriving and very beautiful. So we cannot take back this water and reuse it in another places. So for inland cities, already water reuse is achieved almost. Except in coastal cities, because in coastal city, the water, treated wastewater, find easy way to throw it in the sea, and there is no plans in the past to take, I mean, to increase the water reuse in the cities, in the coastal cities, because of the easy business to throw the water in the sea. Even in that case, if the full utilization of water reuse has happened in the city, it will be in the local area, in the regions near to the city, for the suburban areas. Wadi flash floods which happen during the rain seasons, it needs already there are many dams around the country which store this around, except in maybe in some portion of the water which reach to the sea, that can be intercepted by using dams near to the sea. So the availability of water is, I mean, is already limited. If we look to the water use and water I mean, water sources in Saudi Arabia, we'll see all water use is dependent on groundwater. That the value of withdrawal of groundwater was, I mean, varying from as much was in the 2000, I think this is 2016, it reached 19 billion cubic meter, and the ministry is planning to bring that one to 6.6 billion cubic meter by 2030. but this big balance, how will be covered? How this big shortage will be covered when we reduce the withdrawal of groundwater from aquifers. So now the question is, if we see to the sorry, okay. If we see that most of agriculture of Saudi Arabia is located in the Arabian platform aquifers. These Arabian platform aquifers are mostly in around in Hail, Qasim, Riyadh, Al Jawf, and Tabuk. Other parts of the country, for example, in the south, there is alluvial aquifers which are easily recharged by the plenty of rain there. But almost in the traditional or aquifers, there is no recharge because the rains is the rate of rain precipitation is low. The aquifers are reservoirs which stored in which water is stored from 30,000 years ago, and when we are depleting the water, that means the aquifers will become will be dry at one moment of time. So the features of agriculture in Saudi Arabia is, as we said, concentrated around groundwater aquifers, and also most of the water is used for alfalfa and wheat, for cultivation of wheat and alfalfa. Around 80 or 70% of groundwater is used for these two crops. So the because of this self-sufficiency of the country is still, I mean, not achieved, even with the current withdrawals of groundwater, the country is importing maybe around 35%, 75% of the wood from outside. We see that the desalination in Saudi Arabia is used in the cities. Almost the plans are to make the municipal supply of desalinated water reach 90% by 2030. Now it is 75%. And we see that some of the city are in the local, in the interior areas like Riyadh, Qasim, Jawf, Hail, Tabuk. These are, water is pumped to this city by using energy more than the energy used for desalination itself, because of the elevation and because of the distance. There are 14,000 kilometers of pipes. In fact, our water is transferred along it, which means a lot of energy is provided to make water transmission. So now, can we ask this question about what will make desalinated or agriculture-dependent desalinated water is affordable? What will make it affordable? So we make one main assumption that desalinated water used for large-scale irrigation projects is affordable when parity cost of desalinated water is comparable to that of groundwater. Okay, farmers will go for desalinated water if the parity cost is of water, that is the cost of desalinated water and cost of groundwater are equal. Yes. So this is the assumption we said can be achieved if these conditions are satisfied. First, the cost of desalinated water on farmer be brought to the current groundwater cost. This is will make farmer to go for farming of by using desalinated water. The second thing that farmers using desalinated water are entitled to receive the same incentives and subsidies to those which are received by farmers who are using groundwater. For example, the government will pay the products. The government will give them assistance for land, free land, free seeds, and also free custom for inputs. Also, there must be some constraints to reduce the agriculture in the plains. I mean, to limit the agriculture or limit the withdrawal of groundwater from the aquifers. The opportunity which can, will help to achieve this plan. First is the abundance of lowland at the coastal area in the Gulf and the Red Sea. The elevation of the land, as we see from the map, it is less than 200 meters only in the coastal area of Tehama and the coastal area of the Gulf. Even Rabu al-Khali, all the Rabu al-Khali is under this, elevation. It is only 200 meters above the sea. The second thing is there is abundance of renewable energy. Saudi Arabia is the top 5 country in availability of renewable energy, and a lot of land also, because land here is very important for renewable energy, and this is plenty of land available for harvesting of renewable energy. According to to the new trends in desalination cost or cost of desalinated water, also this opportunity, because the reduced cost of desalinated water will make it convergent. There will make it matching the cost of groundwater in some future, in the future, and even at this level, the desalinated water cost becomes very low. It becomes around 1.6 reals per cubic meter. Saudi Arabia also has a high capacity in desalination industry, in the sense that about technology know-how, about the management of desalination industry, because it is producing 1/4 of the desalination water in the world. The country is also going to increase its capacity. For example, at 2025, it will reach 8 million meter cubic per day, and it will reach 12 million cubic meter per day in 2030. Also, Saudi Arabia has a strong point which is represented by the investment attraction potential. In all these new project, seawater desalination projects, the share of the foreign investment is high. It was around, I think, 38%, where our many partners, international partners, are contributed in these new desalination plants. So now we will look how to make a model to incorporate desalinated water in agriculture. This model first is based on the concept of integration of the energy, water, food, plus land also, plus land. Because these three main corners of the desalination: land for solar energy harvesting, energy which comes from the land, and water using desalination technology, and coastal lands for agriculture, and agribusiness. Uh, so this model can be I mean achieved only by the power or of partnership, as Dr. Gufani said in the morning. So this big project, I mean, for establishing agribusiness zones in the coastal areas, will need huge investment and multi-partner collaboration between technology, government, banks, and stakeholders. For this purpose, there may be agribusiness zone authority, similar to, for example, Jamba and Jubail Authority or Riyadh Authority, which will take care of the one big area, which will host the agribusiness zone. And in that area, it will represent like a small NEOM or agri-NEOM project. There will be desalination plant, solar power farm, farming company, water electricity transmission and distribution, agribusiness companies. All this will be hosted in the agribusiness zone based on PPP model. And the agribusiness zone will coordinate between these companies and the responsible authorities like BIF, Saudi Water Partnership Company, Saudi Power Partnership Company, Saudi Water Authority, and so on, and Ministry of Agriculture, in fact, as a governing body for this business. The model, we will consider this model for agribusiness zone. And this model, for example, assumes that there will be a central large plant on the shore, I mean, near to the shore. And from that plant, water will be transmitted to agribusiness zone in the coastal area. Also, there will be a solar farm located also in the coastal, in the agribusiness zone, so that water will be available for washing the panels, BP panels during operation. We will consider the other possible case is to have distributed desalination plants. In first case, we assume that there is a mega size desalination plant. In the second case, we consider that there may be small and medium scale desalination plants inside the agribusiness zone. That means in the interior area, where seawater will be brought to these desalination plants by pipe, and brine will be taken again by central pipe to the sea, so that this will give flexibility for small businesses also to have their own desalination plants and their own farms. Here we make some calculation for desalination plant capacity of 1 million cubic meter per day, and for two types of crops, wheat and sorghum, because wheat and sorghum are the most crops which are withdraw the large I mean export value, have export value for for Saudi Arabia. So in this now we will evaluate some parameters or indicators of the evaluation of this business. For example, for land, we'll see what is the solar farm area is needed, for the farming area needed for the farming, agribusiness enterprise area, housing, and so on. I mean, these indicators will be evaluated by simple calculation in here, but maybe also there's another indicators are not included, maybe considered in the future if we, I mean, or make a full study of this idea. and for this, I mean, assumptions, we use some inputs like solar PV farm capacity factor, which is the ratio between power of the farm and the farm area. We use 0.5, which is this reference is taken from Sakaka solar project. And specific energy consumption of desalination. This is the latest value which has given, in fact, in new projects. And peak sunshine hours, 7 hours, which is reasonable. And further, char regulator transmitter overall efficiency 0.8, and specific carbon emission for PV solar farm is 37 equivalent gram CO2 per kilowatt hour per hour. So based on these assumptions, we found that the solar PV farm power needed is around half gigawatt. And the daily energy consumption for desalination will be around 2.7 gigawatt. And energy exported, because we assume that the desalination plant will work full the day. So the solar farm, the solar PV farm will produce enough energy to operate the desalination plant in the daytime, and at the night time energy will be taken from the grid. So that means at the daytime, the agribusiness zone will supply the grid with the equivalent energy which is taken by in the morning. Okay, at the night. So at the morning, there will be 2,000. I mean, the day 24-hour energy needed for the plant is 2,780 megawatt hour per day, and energy exported is 1,040 megawatt hour per day. So the solar farm area is around 900 hectare, and carbon emission of PV solar is only 103 ton per day. If we compare it by the current business, this is very small. So the second thing is the farming area. We calculated the farming area for sorghum and for wheat. For wheat, we need around 23,000 hectares. For sorghum, 11,000 hectares. We assume that there will be 2 crops of sorghum. One crop is forage, and one crop is grains. So the total farming area will be 46,000, assuming that cropping intensity is 91%. So the production cost, we find the production cost of wheat. Wheat production ton per year for the whole agribusiness zone, 156,000. Sorghum 76,000 for grains, and sorghum forage is 106,000. And forage there will be 2 seasons, one season and second season, because for sorghum can be in fact grown all the year in Saudi Arabia. It is, it can be adapted all conditions, the climatic condition. So cost of water to produce wheat, we calculate it as 1,250 riyals. And cost of water to produce sorghum is 1,790 riyals. And cost of water to produce sorghum forage is 890 riyals. Now, if we compare the cost, we'll see later that, okay. Now, if we compare now the cost of doing business with desalinated water with the cost of transmission or desalination and transmission of water to the Riyadh region, we'll find that the cost, that the energy required to for production and desalination and transmission of water is around 2,940. And for production 2,780 kilowatt. This number we needed to see to balance now the cost of doing farming by desalinated water or taking water from Jubail to Riyadh. The investment required for this project for desalination and solar farm only it is around 7 billion riyals, based on the new numbers of the new projects, investment of the new projects which have been contracted in the last 5 years. This is a big, investment which means that will increase the capacity of Saudi Arabia in attracting investment from outside. Now, if we compare now the costs of production of water, cost of groundwater in interior areas, according to some publication, is around 0.6 riyals per meter cubic, which is not accounting, for example, diesel subsidies, because diesel is subsidized. Also, some other subsidies are included, but are not accounted in this cost. This cost only, which is paid actually by the farmer, is 0.6 riyals per cubic meter. And the production cost of desalinated seawater, we find it around 1.4 riyals. And for the, now the gap between both two costs is around, cost gap between the groundwater and production cost is around 1 riyal. So this 1 riyal should be paid to the farmer, the farmers, so according to our assumption, to make the desalination, agriculture with the desalinated water acceptable or profitable. Then at the other side, for the transmission and the desalination of water, we need around 2 riyals per meter cubic. 2 riyals per meter cubic, the government, and maybe even more, because these are very, we talk the right-hand extremists, not the, big assumptions. So if we now make, abstract the transmission cost, which is D minus or C minus A, so the gap is positive for macroeconomic benefit. Macroeconomic benefit, that means if for the government there will be savings in money in terms of stopping transmission of water from the sea to the interior cities, and utilizing seawater for agriculture in the coastal areas. The research challenges which are subject for the future research, some of them are related to water, and some of them are related to the desalination industry itself. In case of, related to the plant, in case of the plant, we need technologies to increase crop productivity. We need new methodology or new technology for open field agriculture, like hydroponic, similar to hydroponic, because wheat cannot be cultivated in controlled area, in greenhouse. There is only open field options. And also we need to incorporate agri BV into the system, so that also the washing of baby, I mean water used for washing the PV panels is used for I mean grass. I mean for grass agriculture. We need also optimize cropping pattern and cropping intensity, which is I mean best for agri business zones. And then for in case of the desalinated water cost, we need a new generation of RO membranes with high rejection of boron, especially new RO process configuration to reduce the cost. We need also grid integration of large-scale distributed solar PV farms, because this is a big problem, how to integrate a large quantity of energy which is produced by PV farms into the grid, and at the same time at the night you take a large quantity of energy. Okay, this is the I mean outline of the idea of agribusiness zones. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions,
Thank you, Dr. Omar.
Thank you.
Any questions from the audience? Yes.
Hi, just a quick question. It may be that I missed it, because I missed the start of the presentation. What is the likely cost of the facility, and what is the likely payback for the facility? I didn't see you cover payback for the PV and desal.
I have not made calculation for the payback period, but we assume that the business will be affordable if the cost for the farmer is equal to the cost. I mean, with using desalinated water, equal to the cost using groundwater, and that can be done also. Can be done only if the government pay $1 per meter cubic. So the other principles of payback period will apply similar to the projects which are depending on groundwater, because for the farmer all other conditions will be the same except water. Please.
Thank you, Dr. Omar. This is very interesting. Now, I think what you're trying to do is look at multiple problems. One thing, you have solar desalination or solar power generation. That's a well-established field with well-established economics and costs, and that is very mature technology. So we know that the cost in Saudi Arabia is close to $2 cents, 1.5 in some projects. Very competitive extreme. The only problem is that it's intermittent. You only have 8 hours of solar.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have desalination, and currently, again, we have cutting-edge desalination plants that produce water at $40 cents, which is 1.5 liters. So that's another thing that's very mature and
yes.
So now what is left is using that solar to produce desalinated water, and then use that water to for agriculture.
Yes.
So it's now so the question becomes: is it economical to produce to grow food using desalinated water? I think this is the question. Mm-hmm. The other costs are already established. I mean, there is no technology that we can hope for other than the boron rejection. That's boron rejection. That's important. And I think there are already in the market, there are membranes that have very high boron rejection for agriculture. So that's already, I think that problem is taken care of. So what then it becomes a matter of selection of the crops. What are the crops that are economical? Because again, you're asking the government to subsidize the differential. I'm not sure if this is the right proposition now at this stage. I think we need to do this gradually. First, start with crops that are economical without subsidy. And there are some that, for example, dates, they consume 1 meter cube per kilogram. I think that's the last calculation we did per year. So maybe if we reduce that to half somehow using technology, and then becomes like if coastal regions become like 2 riyals, then still dates are sold for 10 riyals at least, you know. So that's already economical. Maybe that will be exclusive for in Al-Ahsa مثلا, or Qatif can be with the desalination water. So first select the right crops without government subsidy, then move into things that needs to be subsidized. What do you think of this approach?
Okay, this is preliminary calculations, and by preliminary calculation, as we have seen that the cost will not be economical for the farmers to be, to this business to be self-dependent. To get the returns. So for desalinated water, I am talking about desalinated water. So for the early stage, the intervention of the government is needed because as I have said, there is no way to implement Vision 2030 projects except if desalinated water is used at large scale. Without knowledge about how much water is needed for implementation of this project, because till now there is no ready information about that. But it is sure that because the government, they don't want to extract groundwater at the same rate as in the past. There is only one option: either to extract groundwater at the rate of the past, to implement 23 Vision projects, or to go for desalinated water. At the beginning, desalinated water will be not economical for the farmers to go. But when this will be a challenge, when we go to the challenge, then you will find solutions. I think large-scale farming using desalinated water will encourage a new solution to come to reduce the cost of desalinated water, to have more crops with more productivity, with the low water requirement. There will be also optimized cropping patterns, optimizing the type of the crops which will be irrigated or be cultivated. So all of this can become only when this becomes in practice, when even a small project, not 1 million, I told 1 million cubic meter per day, but you can start with 200,000 meter cubic per day and make small farm for wheat only. That will be, that will be the start.
Okay. Okay. So the reason I'm asking is that, I feel that if we rely on government subsidies, then we are falling into the same trap, the same problem. Currently, there is no reason for farmers to stop using non-renewable underground water because it just works for them, and there is no strong regulation to stop them from doing it. Now, we ask them to shift to desalinated water, and we give them money. They use the same amounts of water. Again, we haven't solved the problem because we have created an energy problem. We have created carbon footprint. You said renewable, but renewable will give you 1/3 the energy. The rest has to come from the grid. So what I'm saying is that we need to invest more in technology. I think not in just supplying the same kind of water, but using another resource. Technology, which means drought-resistant crops, using technology in irrigation, protected agriculture, reducing the consumption per kilogram from 100 or 1,000 liters to 5 or 10. I think this is probably is a more productive route to do this. And then we can shift into subsidizing those high-tech agriculture. But doing agriculture the old way or the conventional way is not going to cut it. It's not going to solve the problem, because currently we withdraw around 40 million cubic meters per day for agriculture in Saudi Arabia. How many plants are you going to build? Like, you have to practically have 5 times the desalination capacity of Saudi Arabia only for agriculture. And that will have, again, another impact brine disposal problems,
Yeah.
energy problems, carbon footprint problems. So, yes, I agree. And also there is the treated sewage water. That's also a resource that's more affordable to
Yeah.
purify, desalinate, and use for agriculture.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for clarification. Yes, technology, development and new inventions or innovation are very necessary to make, profit and to make sustainability. But there is, two sides for the development. One is the challenge itself, and the challenge itself can lead to the development. And Saudi Arabia started RO when it was very costly. And it is, in 1978, the first RO plant was, built in the history in Jeddah. It was at a very high cost, and maybe the production cost of 1 meter at that time around 15 reals per meter cubic. Because of that challenge, they faced it. Now Saudi Arabia become the leader of desalination production. The technology will come, in parallel. This is my opinion, I think.